Oh, what's up, my
What's
people?
up? What's up? What's up?
We got Jazzy Fizzle for all y'all that don't know.
What's happening,
Mental.
everyone?
It's been a while since we got back on here and done our thing. Today we got a large variety of stuff to talk about as far as how the spirit's been hidden in the world, not of the world, shine versus beauty, all that. But before I say anything, Jazzy, what's up? What's going on, player?
Cooling, man. Cooling. Just relaxing. Just getting ready. Start tomorrow by going ahead with this today.
Well, remember, there is no tomorrow. You're always in the present.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The president. That's why I start off with this today.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, no, you're always in the present, even if you project into tomorrow, because that's part of the present.
Mhm.
Every decision you make forms your tomorrow.
Okay.
You know what I'm
I can
saying?
agree. I can agree.
And
I
we
can
have
agree.
many uh different decisions that we make. Oh, Miss Desi.
Hey, Miss Desi.
Hello. We're going to try this. I didn't turn my camera on yet because my signal has been terrible lately. And it's
Oh,
been storming out here where I am.
oh, it's raining where I'm at too. You in Florida, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's why. It's been raining here all day, girl. I'm outside now. It's just starting to break.
Oh, yeah. I just walked outside to see if I could possibly catch a better signal out here because in my house, my Wi Fi, all of that, it's just
I
trash.
hear you though. I mean, I know you can't bless us with your beauty, but your voice will do.
Oh, if I can, I'll turn this camera on. I promise I will. I just know the last time I was on here and I turned, and it's been happening with any other podcast that I've been on. I get on there and I start cutting out when my camera is on. So,
Oh, that's where we heard that sound before.
mm-hmm.
Wow,
Yes.
tempo, tempo.
All right, you guys, but I'm ready for y'all. I'm happy to be
All right,
here.
well let's start with introductions. Of course, you first, Miss Desi.
Well, thank you. Ladies first. Well, as he already mentioned, I'm Desi Lou, aka Desi Lou the Don, if you know about it, which you better ask about me. But you can find me on Facebook at Desi Lou. You can also find me on Instagram at Chocolate Cover Codeine if you're into poetry. And we are
Mm.
also listed on YouTube as the Immersive Experience A podcast. So if you're ever down to learn a little bit about self development or whatever the case may be, you can tune in and we'll chop it up with you. And that's me.
That's what's up.
Hey,
That's
you got
what's
and you
up.
working on some stuff. Your literature.
Absolutely. I am still working on the book, The Excavation of Giants. I'm writing my
Yes,
chapter. It's called The Sitting. So, and that's what we're writing about right now.
yeah,
And
that's
yes,
gonna be powerful. What
Mental.
about you, Jazzy?
Did you hear it?
What you say?
You got to call him and let him hear it. The prefix.
oh yeah,
Oh
the
no, I
intro
haven't
to
heard anything.
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna definitely, or if
Of
you want to
course,
hear
you
it, I'll
already
sit
know.
here and read it for you. Either way, whatever.
Nah,
I, I I didn't hear what you said.
she said. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, if you ever wanted to hear it, I could send it to you or the thing or whatever. I can text it to you, whatever works.
However you want to do it.
Now I want him to hear you do it.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
she,
never
you
mind.
read
I'm
it?
gonna read it
She
to
read
you.
it, or you have it audio already?
Huh?
No, I don't
No,
have it audio. I just read it to
no.
him because we had talked.
I, we had
Yeah, I
talked
bet it
in
was
there.
good because it was in her voice, huh? I know what you're talking about. That sonic vibration, baby. People don't
Hey,
understand. The voice is very powerful.
I
Yeah,
understand.
you gotta hear. You gotta call him and when we done and let him hear it.
Absolutely, I'm gonna definitely call you.
All right. What's up with you, Jazzy?
Oh man, just like you said, in the present, making
In the
tomorrow
present.
what today is.
I
So
like that. We was just talking about being in the present. I said we can project our minds into tomorrow, just like we can project our minds into the past, but we stay rooted in the present.
mhm.
All right. Before I even start, I have a multiple things to talk about. But before I even get going, Jazzy, has any spiritual something happened to you? Any breakthrough? Any getting on top of things? Anything happened to you spiritually since the last time I talked to you? I know something had to happen.
The only thing, just managing time better.
That's managing time. Tenfold, tenfold. What about
That's
you,
the
Miss
biggest thing.
Desi? Oh, my bad.
No, I
Oh,
was
go
just
ahead.
saying that's the biggest thing, and that, just managing time, making it work
Making
for
it
my
work for
favor.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What about you, Miss Desi? Anything big? Anything small? Anything?
Everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm
um,
talking about.
I'm forever, forever, forever at the feet of the spirit, at the feet of the universe, whatever the case may be. Being a forever student, and so you always learning something new, and sometimes it be something old that you could just apply newly. So I don't know. Everything just be beautiful these days. I don't. Maybe.
That's how it's supposed to be. I want you to know your spirit told my spirit that you are that universe of the foot. Okay? You ain't at the foot. That's what you are, love. Don't forget, everything out there, we're made of stardust, cosmic ash. All right?
Yes.
They don't want us to
Yeah.
know these things about us. Our hair grows to the sun, 9 ether beams. All right?
This in your first book.
Right. Overstanding darkness.
Absolutely.
Okay? When I talk about melanin and its power, how it's the
Mhm.
solid form of the sun. That's melanin. 9 ether. Solid form of the sun. I'm getting older, but I don't know. I think I'm aging pretty well. I was just telling Jazzy, me and the spirit were communicating. I was saying, because I have a heavy meditation that I do when I use restraint breathing. Basically, when I hold my breath, I envision the words of power, the light, and all that all seven chakras, and I come out sweating. So my spirit put me on to a new mantra. First I just had my hands on my knees when I used to meditate. Then I used, like the finger mantra, the spirit, the breath, boom, boom, boom. Then my spirit said, no, we gonna make you up one for yourself. And ever since I started doing it, I could feel the energy. Remember, Bobby Hammett said, you got to make the stuff up because this is a new age. You don't have to worry about what someone else is doing. What you got to do is be creative enough to make your own stuff up because it's going to work for you. And it's been working, so I stick with it. If it didn't work, I'd leave it alone. Has that anything like that ever happened to you, Jazzy? Were you in the spirit and you just maybe made up a phrase, a saying, a word of power, just something that you in the spirit do?
I mean, that can go on from like how I even go ahead and say my blessings to, when
Yeah.
I pray. So I have like an order that I do, and I start off with, with self first and go down my family line, protection and
Oh, you
everything.
actually acknowledge your family
Offspring.
line.
Yes.
Now you do realize every time you acknowledge your family line, go as deep as you go, you get energy from the other side because you're acknowledging them, letting them know you have not forgotten them. It's funny, since we're here, might as well go into it. I was going to talk about my family line, how I actually envision rows circling above me, going all the way off the earth of my family line, my energy, my power. And I usually light it up and we'll laugh and we'll talk and I'll ask them like, who is responsible for this lyric? And he's like, that was me, that was me, that was me, coming all the way back and communicating with people within me for generations.
Mm.
Generations. I don't even know how far back because it keeps going up until it gets dark and I can't see it no more.
Because your blood is conscious.
Ooh, I like that. Would you
Blood
expand
carry
on your
memory.
thought, please, love?
Blood carry memory.
That's
So
facts.
everything that we and you taught me blood is conscious. So
Hmm.
this
The
a you thing.
consciousness is in the blood.
Yes, you taught me that. I probably said it a little differently, but that's
Nah, you said
definitely
it
a
right.
mental
Well, the
lesson.
consciousness is in the air.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
if
You
we stop
breathe,
breathing,
you lose consciousness.
but the body, the heart still beating, eyes
It
still
still
working.
go on. That's how. Yeah,
So
I
it's
know
letting you
that.
know that vital principle has to have something to do with air, and air has something to do with consciousness and the spirit. And what does your blood need to keep moving?
Oxygen.
Oxygen, that air, that same air. See, I
Mm,
think a lot of it is we've been taught wrong. We think
mhm,
air is air when really probably our ancestors knew that air was consciousness and adapted it, adapted philosophies to that. That's why the
mhm,
spirit, no, it makes sense because the spirit means breath.
Yeah, yeah,
mhm.
right.
So if you manipulate the breath, you manipulate the spirit, which is air.
Absolutely. Mhm.
Wow, yeah, that all comes around 360.
While
So that's what
breathing,
the
what
breathing
your fire
techniques.
breathing do for you,
Yes,
all of that, it aims to take you higher because
that's what I
breath is
use, the fire
something.
breathing technique.
I know it is. I read it in the other book. The
And you know what kills me,
your
Miss Desi?
techniques are in there.
Yeah, all of them.
I
All of
know.
them. All of
I've
them.
seen them.
Everything I try to explain to people are in my books.
Yeah.
Understanding darkness and cosmic awareness. Now, cosmic awareness is deep, as you can see, because I think you've been
Yes.
reading it for a while.
Yes, and the reason it's taking me some time is because I gotta take notes. I'm looking through. I'm going through. I'm really reading, trying to understand like all of the lessons that you giving, the comparisons that you giving. Like I'm a studier, so I
I
gotta
feel
really
you.
So
like.
that
Oh,
I told
I
them,
don't.
I said that the last time that it's not something you can just pick up and read. You have to
Yeah, you
process,
want to
and
study
then
along with
You
you.
have to think about it and apply
yeah,
it to
Yeah,
you. Because
because if you
yeah,
keep reading, then you'll just be reading. But
for the
when
sake
you
of
yeah,
but
reading.
yeah, but
yeah.
so the
You
whole
don't
thing
feel like you
is
catching it.
when you right, and then you know what, and then when you reading it, it's giving you like a punch, and it's just like whoa,
Yes.
then, you know what I'm saying, and so you trying to understand that punch sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to study. You know what I'm saying? You got to study
Well,
everything,
that punch be the truth.
right?
And
Absolutely.
then you got to accept it, even though it hurts.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
that's where most people lose the truth at because they
Hmm.
can't accept the punch. They can't accept being wrong or being shamed or whatever that truth may be,
Hmm.
Yeah.
unfortunately. But I'd like to
That's an
say that
ongoing lesson, though.
it's, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
forever.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that's gonna ongo. It's not something that's just. That's why it's like when you say certain things, and then especially afterwards, you give the scriptures to go with it. You got to go ahead and you got to understand what's going on one place, and you need to already know what's going on in another place. So you got to go ahead and put those two things together just to gain the correct knowing. I
Well,
mean, some people can read and be like, "Oh, I know this. I read this before. I've seen this," but a lot of people won't. You know
well,
what I'm saying?
because
And that's the
a lot of
uh,
what it is, it's going against what you've learned for your first 30, 40 years of life. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's going against it. And then people that talk like us in the movie, we're the criminals. We're the ones killing people. You never peeped that, Jazzy? How the criminals be saying the truth about how shit really is, but
mhm.
just because the way that they have them in the movie,
That's
they're
like the
the they're
Joker.
they're the bad guy.
It's the
It's
Joker. You know what I'm saying?
symbolism. That's
Uh,
all it is. It's
Symbolism.
symbolism.
Yeah,
Think about all of the things that you've seen throughout history, especially when we think about the civil rights movement or even the Black Panther Party. We think of Fred Hampton. All of these people was on the FBI most wanted list. Martin Luther
facts,
King, bro, you feel me? Like
facts.
this was a peaceful protesting. So even them, they give you the freedom of speech, they give you the right to assemble, but when it's us,
Ah. But
so
so
once again, why? Why? See, I like to go, what's the message? We are so
yeah.
powerful that they know we cannot assemble in a spiritual way without change following because the wave's about to come.
Who
See,
is
this,
a video that I was just watching, and this man was talking to, he was talking to this white man, and he was telling him, he said, Everything that y'all teach us, y'all don't practice. The way you got this land, the way you got this," and it was back in the
facts,
day that he was talking about all of this, and he said, if you all worship God the way we worship God, you wouldn't do as much evil as you do.
this is true.
facts. In fact,
This is
someone
true.
I was just watching the one and it was talking about the white man done studied every culture Indian,
Mm-hmm.
black, African, Chinese. But guess the only culture that's never really been studied to figure out why they do what they do.
White culture.
Right. You ain't got no studies on that. Why are you so hateful? Why are you so mean? Why are you like an animal and you can watch a person die and it means nothing to you?
But
So
I watch all of these things. Oh, I'm sorry.
I seen this one, right? And it has all of these like white girls. It's like maybe five, and they dancing. You know how we go and then we take the video with everybody doing the same moves and everything. Well, they're
Mhm.
doing it. And then at the end, and they like not, they don't have it really at all. But then at the end of the video, it says, "Black girls, you have 24 hours to respond." I was like, I was like, yo, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? In itself is just chaotic. That for them to even go ahead and try to go there, what we do naturally and who we are, you saying you got 24 for us to
Well,
go
you
ahead.
got to remember everything they do is taken. And they copy culture to try to build their own.
Mhm.
See, it's in this. If you actually go back far enough, they talk about the Caucasians that came out the mountains. They were up there multiplying on all fours, doing what they had to do. This was their Stone Age. This was their barbaric age, the Dark Ages. All those things are privy to Caucasians only. That had nothing to do with us. We're never, we're never cavemen, okay? And we never had a dark age. We always knew. All right. So, and that's where a lot of stuff gets confused when we start learning this shit, this bullshit in school,
Mhm.
because they like to apply it like everyone was in the dark age, the whole world. No, no, don't get it twisted. All right. Then they don't talk about the manufacturing of white people. Did you know they actually had like camps? You go and they would clone you a white person. This was back in early 1900s. I mean, shit, I can't make this up. That's why a lot of them right now are going through what they're going through. The birth rates are so low. They can't have babies because that clone mechanism that they used is wearing out. There's no original seed in it anymore, if that makes sense. We're the original seed. The seed ain't there no more. So naturally, the body's going to start to break down. What breaks down first? The brain, the connection to the spirit. That's why you can be so hateful, so evil. Do shit and you be like, lady, what are you on? Or dude, what's going on that you're acting like this? And we can't figure it out because they're actually de-evolving. You got some people de-evolving and you have other people that are evolving naturally, spiritually, which makes us in a world and not of it. So that's a nice transition. How do you know when you're in a world and not of it? Miss Desi, how do you know that you're in a world and not of it?
By the way, it's my thoughts. That's really where
Mhm.
it's at.
What do you
That's
think
it.
you are?
It took. What do I think I am?
Or
Yeah,
what
who
do
do you
you know
think you
you
are?
are?
What
Well,
type of being are you?
well, I don't know. And I never really took the time to think about that though, like what type of being I am. I always associate myself with the most oldest thing, and that's just the primordial noon, the
Oh,
waters of
okay.
chaos.
Okay.
That's just
Break
how I
that so you
always
know that the
associated
waters of
myself.
chaos for y'all out there that don't know, that's that darkness of space. 93% of space is dark.
That's
7%
my
has
dark
sun,
age.
planets, all that crap. All right. And we're from that 93% of space. Cosmic ash. That sun essence is in us. We go into the darkness to pull out the light. Think about it, y'all. Babies are born in triple stage darkness. Thoughts and ideas are come in triple stage darkness. It brightens up. It's a light.
Mhm.
That's how we're in a world and not of it.
You
because
just
we can go into the darkness in our minds, in the world, and extract the light.
you
That's
know
our
what
power.
you
So
know
when
what
we go ahead,
it just when you're talking about that going in the darkness, it's almost it brings me to the annoying of fasting. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going into the darkness, you're going into because there's so many things that's there that'll go ahead and try whatever fast you on to try to break your fast. But that's the way that you're gonna go ahead and get more close, from going into the darkness, going into yourself. That it made a lot of sense to me. And now, that just brings me to the point that I do need to fast even more.
me too.
You know,
And I'm doing great, but that fast can always help. Fasting and meditation, and if you can fast and meditate periodically, that is what slows the aging process. The more you put into your body when you eat these foods, because technically we're getting to a point where you don't really need the food like people think they need to eat. Maybe once a day, once every other day, if you want to be strict. And when you fast, that's the best time to work out, Jazzy. The best time to lift weights and run. Most people are like, no, I need a meal before I go. No, you want to have it on an empty stomach. That's when you get the most out of your workout. But it's very difficult to fast. A lot of us have been trained to eat 3 times a day, if not anytime you get an urge to get hungry.
you know what? It goes even deeper than that too when you start to think about like so somebody may say, well, hey, for the people that's watching, say, hey, I can go all day. I can do 2 days. This that doesn't affect them. So
Mm-hmm.
what it is the thing that you love the most, the things that
Right.
you do the most. So rather it's having a drink, having a smoke, sex, you know what I'm
All that
saying?
has to go.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the social media, because you need to fast in the mind as well as in the body, so the thing is the only way you're gonna go ahead and fight your own internal is if you go in and you fast in your mind, something that always pulls away your attention. Those are things that you want to go ahead so you can have more quality time with self instead of creating.
Facts. And that's what makes us in a world and not of it. Jazzy just put it so eloquently. Right there. That's why how you be in a world and not of it when you shun everything and you get with yourself. Work on yourself. Strengthen yourself. And self doesn't require anything out here. Looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. It needs none of it. What about you, Miss Desi?
What? What was the question?
What'd you say?
What was the question?
Oh no, we was just talking about have you ever fasted?
Absolutely. From a multitude of things. Like, of course, food. That was the first thing I ever fasted for because I grew up in the church and they had us doing that. We didn't do it like I know we did it for like a week. Then we did it for 3 days. The 3 day water fast was the one we did the
Oh,
most because
okay.
it was. But other than that, oh, social media. I think it's a lot of things. Like Jazzy said, that it's a lot of different things that you could fast from. So you just pick which one is your poison, and it
I
could be
always
Yeah,
like to
multiple.
say
yeah,
that
you
Muslim fast, 30 days, you cannot eat from sun up to sundown. If you learn a lot about yourself during them 30 days, let me tell you.
Hmm.
So you ain't, so it's not as bad as a fast, like I'm not gonna eat anything.
Yeah.
So you can drink your fluids, water, you can stay dehydrated because you want your body to stay hydrated and flush out all the shit it's about to flush out because now you're not eating. And then what happens is what people don't understand. After the third day of sun up to sundown, your stomach starts shrinking.
Hmm.
Now, that fourth day when you go to eat, you're going to eat a lot less than what you normally do and going to get fuller quick. And the fifth day, sixth day, till you get us to a point where you only eat little small meals. I couldn't believe it. And I was still working out twice a day during the fast because nothing should change what you're doing when you're fasting. If you normally work out, you need to keep working out. Just because you fasting, that don't mean anything. But you actually learn how powerful yourself is, how the mind can control the body. And once again, a lot of it is because this is how you know you're in a world and not of it, because we don't do what everyone else does. We don't eat like everybody else eat. We don't say what everybody else say. We don't think like what everybody say. In a world and not of it.
Mm.
Anything, Jazzy?
No, that's pretty much it. The whole thing is that just thinking about, like what we were saying with fasting. Um, like even in the church, they may do, sometimes they do the Daniel fast. Then they do another
Mm-hmm.
one where at the beginning of the year where they may not eat until like dinner time. But they pray, drink water, stuff like that, and they can name how many days they do that. So that sometimes the pastor may get down and say, "Hey, um, church gonna go on a week fast." Now, if you got ailments or illnesses or something like that, where you have to have something, or you can it can kill you or something, then do it. It's not telling you or make you sicker, but for the ones that can, they ask you to go, just to drink water from like maybe like you said when they wake up until dinner time, and then but the time during that time they're supposed to be praying, reading, whatever.
Right.
So
Well,
that's the whole thing.
the
The
reason
whole
they do.
thing.
Oh, go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
My bad.
No. So it does all. That's what I said. All of them are basically only going to be in the same, whether it's Muslim, Christian, Buddhist. They it's taking time. What it is, just breaking the cycle of the things that you do when you have
Yes.
the most time and the least time. What you would see yourself. Those are things like if it's golfing and you watching golf all day. You know what I'm saying? And then you trying to get on the field and you talking about you can't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that will be that person's. You know what I'm saying? If it's like social media, it'd be like, hey, I'm not gonna get on, I'm not gonna do anything, I'm not even gonna go in my inbox and stuff like that. Because if somebody's on it all day, so that's that you sinning against yourself if you're not going ahead. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I
No, I
said some
understand.
things are just so it's about fasting and trying to correct the things. If it's somebody that watch porn all day and they, what I mean, and
Right.
the
Whatever it
moment
is
they
that's
get
consuming them.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So because some people can go without food and that wouldn't be a big thing. You'll just be doing your normal, but you got to go with that craving thing that you would do or that you
Right.
love to do, and that's distracting you from
Well, the
doing
reason they do sun up to sundown is because so you fast from sun up to sun, because that's when we do most of our eating, most of our cravings, most of the things like you just said that we do all day long is always done in the day.
it.
And that
Or But just think about it. If it wasn't like the food thing, say some people don't really eat or whatever, but as soon as they get off work, they consume themselves and something. So your fast would be different from
hmm
the person that's
well,
going sun up to
and
sundown because you would be like if you're working all day or something, you don't have any
I
time. By
see
the
what you
time you
said. It's
so
easier to fast because you
yeah,
ain't around no
yeah,
food and you can't eat anyway. I know
right.
what you're saying.
So it depends. That's why I said I don't want nobody to get stuck where they say, well, I can't do this. No, it's the time that you don't have the necessity things that you have to
Well,
do in life.
no, we said it before. Let you and the spirit
Mm.
discuss it and you'll get it right. As long as you and your inner spirit are talking to each other, you can't go wrong.
Because
But
you got to
most
be truthful with yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. It's like, okay, you can go ahead and be saying, well, I'm going to talk to spirit and you're going to talk in the way that you want. But spirit is not dumb. So the whole thing is like, it don't matter if you trying to go ahead just because you're trying to appease the inner you. You know what I'm saying? What you need to do is go to the opposite. You know
but
what
you
I'm
can't
saying?
fake it.
Mhm.
You can't fake appeasing the inner you.
No, but some people will. They'll dull it.
You can't.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
but
you're
that's
dulling it. It's
no,
you you're
no,
trying to
no,
deceive.
no. Okay, so now you take this to another level. A crackhead. You
Okay?
see what I'm saying? Somebody that's not don't want to say crackhead, someone that's heavily influenced on drugs.
On
So go
drugs.
ahead and I don't want to use terms that because with that that's degrading the problem. What we need to
Come
do is
on, bro.
change.
They're a crackhead. They're a
Build it.
crackhead. Come on,
Yeah,
keep going.
but you know what? Somebody's just struggling in their way.
I'm
That's
just saying,
that's
I
just
keep it
me.
real, bro.
You know what? No, no, I
Yo,
don't.
it's
But that's a
real.
term that was is derogatory. So that's why I
It
said
is
it's other way. It's
for
other
those
ways to
that
say
smoke
things.
crack.
Yeah, but see, but that's the whole thing is I don't want nobody that's struggling watching this to go ahead and think that they can't get help like that. So that's the whole
You
thing
never
is
said that.
no, 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 no. But I'm saying that's why I said I didn't want to go ahead and use terms. I
No
want to use
terms. I
real,
got you.
right. So my thing is because it may be somebody that's watching that's struggling. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to think that there's not help and there's not hope. You know what I'm saying? There
Yeah, the
is
help is in
always.
you.
So yeah. So the
Shoot,
thing
you've had
is that
Muslims go to Muslims. They was crackheads. They went to Muslims and they never touched the crack vessel again.
it still has
Power
to
of the
be that
mind.
person. Yeah. Because the
No,
thing
once
is,
you can convince you, if you change your mind, you change everything.
no, what
And
I'm
it's
saying
just
is
that quick.
the I'm talking about going back to the dulling. So
Uh,
what will happen? They'll just go ahead and dull themselves, and then they won't have to think about self at all for how many hours. You
oh,
know
I
what I'm
see what you're
saying?
saying. I see what you're
So
saying.
that's why I said each case of everything is it has to
Well,
be something that you know within yourself that you feel like you have to do because it feels good to you or whatever. Whatever that
well,
situation is.
some people suffer from that. That's the problem. They don't want to get next to self. You see
That's
what
what I'm
I'm saying?
saying.
Yeah, they want to
That
dull
was a
themselves because
that
they
but
don't like
that's
who they are. They're not in contact with themselves. They're not truthful with themselves, and self be beating them up. And sometimes this causes the
sometimes it's
hate
shame.
that we see, and you'd be like, "Why is this person so angry?"
But it
It
could be shame too. Some people
could be
can go
shame.
ahead. You see what I'm saying? So it's all of these things are like very delicate because the whole thing is everybody has something. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, that's the good thing about fasting. Like if it is those things, like if you feel like, okay, well, how about say, look, I'm not gonna go smoke or you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
for or inject something into me or swallow
Fasting
some
does great
pills.
to
Or
heal too, to
say,
heal
look,
all types of
let
diseases.
me try a day without it, and then the
There you
next
go.
day you can go ahead and say, well, let I did okay, yeah, let's try 2 days. You know, everything is in steps. It's like some people can go ahead because a trauma incident that happened that will make you change your mind instantly, but some people do need to go ahead and be given steps. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nothing
and
wrong with
and
that.
and the whole thing is just like we have to, especially as melanated people, we got to show that throughout everything. I mean, like my whole mind frame has been changing. Even like you know, the one that the alphabet people and the numbers or whatever. So the whole thing
Mhm.
is just like even with them, if that's who you truly, if it's not taken away from who you feel that you are, then who am I to say what you do? You know what I'm saying? But you have to
So
know
if you
inside
want to
yourself.
identify as a tree or a frog, I'm supposed to be go along with that bullshit. That's what you
No, no,
saying.
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is whatever side they chose, like if they wanted to be too
And
lesbian
I
or
agree with you, but
you see
you
what I'm
can't
saying?
hold other people
But and that's
responsible
what
to go
that's the
with
thing.
that.
No,
You can't.
right. So that's what I'm saying. So if you're going to be, this is what I'm saying. If that's who you choose to be, no matter what, but the thing is, you have to go ahead and say you're going to live and die the way that you felt that you need to choose to be. So no matter what anybody else's opinion is, you
Facts.
have to go ahead and accept that you made these changes, not us. So we're not responsible for, you know what I'm saying? I do have sympathy because you know what? I wish that you can really get back to who you truly are. And if that's who you feel you truly are, then hey, peace and blessings unto you. However, but that's what I'm saying. Each area that we're talking about has a different function. Like we just got to saying the drugs. Then we got to saying like the alphabet people. And if it's something with social media. So people have different, you
Food.
know, pulls. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
No
that's why I
different
said,
triggers. I know,
yeah.
and some
So
have
that
multiple.
right, and that's another thing. Some people may have do one thing to go ahead and dull another, and then do something on top of that where it makes it even a bigger dull. Like they feel like they having the best time of their life. You see what I'm saying? No, that's
No,
true.
I agree
You
with you.
you know what I'm saying? So the thing is, if you ever want to fast, don't go ahead and buy what people they just giving you a structure and an outline. But the true fast is when you're going to go ahead and say, you know what? Okay, this is what I need to do for that. I know that I may do too much and it takes me away from my responsibilities, for being accountable. So whatever that situation is, whether it's drugs, whether it's gambling, whether whatever it is, you need to go ahead and say, look, I'm gonna go give yourself a time that's n- real, not something that, oh, I'll just do it this little time, then I'll be right back. No, give it a time that you know that it will make a difference in you. You know what I'm saying? Not just something just to go ahead and say, well, if I can go ahead and say that I did it. No, start off by whatever period of time you going ahead and being away. If it's a day, a day. You know what I'm saying? If it's
Start
half the
out
day,
somewhere.
start up,
Baby
but
steps.
you gotta start somewhere with everything. If
Hmm.
you don't,
Yeah, I agree.
what's gonna happen is no matter what it is, it's gonna consume you. If you don't care, then can't say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just here to say that whoever, whatever your device is, whatever you do, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I love you. You know what I'm saying? And that's because, you know what? I am love. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is to go ahead, no matter what situation you have going on, try not to dull it so much and try to deal with it. And then talk to that person that talks to you in your heart, that helps you breathe, that helps you to see, that helps you to hear,
Spirit of truth.
right. And then that's when you're gonna know. Like I was talking to this guy at my job, and we was talking about you know, because he's Muslim. And then I think we talked about this. Or I don't know if I called you. And then he's Muslim, and
Hmm.
and then I told him comes up to me at first. We go converse and everything. Then he tell me, yes, I like this and everything. Read me, tell me, yes, this is Allah. And I said, you know what? I said, I said, um, I'm gonna respond. Okay, since we just talking, I said, well, that's the same thing how Christians or Catholics, they have their own way of doing it. I said, there are it's still organized religion, right? So then he was like, no, 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 it's not. It's just that the Quran says this and the Quran said, and I said, that's fine. I said, but Christian people will go ahead and say that the Bible says this and says that and says this. I said, so you know what you're gonna say that they're wrong and you're right and they're wrong. I said the whole thing is it doesn't matter. What you need to do is find the person, like I said, that helps you to speak, talk, touch, listen, feel, that wakes you up. You need to contact that within yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then use that as your guidance because you don't want to get caught up in anything that will go ahead and that's saying that programs you to go ahead and
Right.
say
Well,
this is
truth
it.
isn't on the outside of you. It's on the
The
inside.
truth,
Love isn't outside of you. It's on the
right,
inside. You
right.
see what I'm
So
saying?
that's
Respect,
the only way you're
loyalty.
gonna find.
Yeah, it's all on the, all those higher emotions are on the inside. In fact,
And
they're
so
action words because you only know they exist when you see them demonstrated.
mhm, mhm.
So, I mean, I get with you. I'm with you on that one.
So
But
that's that's
and that teaches you from the
I
fast goes into knowing.
right.
'Cause, and
Because
while you
after
are
you
during that
start to do
fast,
that, it ain't gonna be nothing you can't say you don't know.
the facts, because now you're going into the substance of things hoped for by you, and evidence of things not seen by others, but you and the spirit
You
are
understand?
seen. The spirit is showing you things. That's
Then you'll
true
start
faith.
seeing it everywhere.
Right.
After
And
you say it on, then you be like, man, that's what it was.
it's been there this whole time, and I never
Time.
paid attention to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this shit ain't new. This ain't no lightning flash that comes and hits you, and all of a sudden you illuminated. These things have been going on all around you all this time, y'all.
But you
It's
know
just
what?
that
That's
you
where
have
we
not
get.
slowed them down or sped up enough or gotten to the spirit to see it.
Mhm.
That's why we can't walk with the spirit, because our wants, our likes, our prejudices, our training, our programming interferes with all of that.
Mhm. Programming
And
is it goes so deep.
deep.
I was listening to I just posted Shador Sanders. I seen a video about him where in his contract, like what he had with the NFL, he had where he'll get paid like 8% for his likeness, all of that. His contract was all generated, like even the jersey he get like 8 or 10% or something like that. So
So he
while
makes
he's in the
money. Right.
NFL, so the
Yep.
whole thing is They said that they knew all of this and how his daddy is, so they didn't want him because that right there is like you outsmarting. So that's
He
the whole
still
thing.
outsmarted him because his jersey was the number one
Number
selling
one,
jersey, and he
and he
gets a
getting
direct
paid.
cut. So
And the
he
thing
making
is,
money.
so the thing is, they said they put out a false narrative that he sucked and that he didn't want to do this and he didn't want to do that. So what happens is that it makes him unendorsable because you know what I'm saying. So that because the thing is, every time the NFL get paid for that stuff, they have to cut him a check. They can't get it without him signing. So
Fact.
you know what I'm saying. So the thing is, they don't like the way he already ahead the game,
He's a
so they trying to stop him.
businessman. He knows
Yeah,
how this stuff
his
works.
dad. That's why
Where
they
the
putting
money's
in bad
going.
narrative. They saying his dad, you know, he's a showboat. He's
I'm gonna
a
tell you
no,
what's gonna happen. They're gonna end up putting him on the practice squad. Another team that needs a quarterback is gonna pick his ass up, and he's gonna start a whole new phenomenon with a whole nother team. The Browns are so messed up. Even though I hate talking about sports, there's a good way to do things and a bad way, and the Browns have never been good at it for
they
some
hey,
reason.
they his brother got in a fight last night with a Buffalo Bill and they
Sure
kicked
did,
him off
yeah.
the team.
They
So it's
kicked
just
him
like
off. Oh, they
they
did.
kicked, yeah, that's what I read. It said, well, he's been something basically means
Well,
that
he was trying to make the squad. It's not like he
yeah.
was a lock because he was a free
Yeah,
agent.
but it looked like that was it could have looked like it was intentional because that dude was you know what I'm saying? He kept saying he was grabbing his face mask and he was and but the view you see on TV, the one they want you to see is like, you know what,
Him,
the
right?
after
Shador.
fact.
Yeah. Well, you know
So
how
and
it
then
go,
he's a
bro.
Sanders. So you know what I'm saying? We told y'all they wouldn't last in NFL. They probably set that dude up to go out there. I'm just trying to tell you that's how it is out there.
No,
You know
I
what I'm
agree
saying?
with you. I agree
But
with you. See,
so I
well, the biggest problem with most of us, we're looking for some type of physical protection, not spiritual protection. If you're spiritually protected, nothing in the physical can harm you. No weapons formed against you because now you're working on a higher level with higher energies and principles. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're supposed to look at our day. You're supposed to plan your day like a god. Ain't nothing happening. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Blah blah blah. And the day goes on up, and
but
none
you
of
ain't
that
gonna get
blah
there
blah
until
blah.
you
And if
start doing the
something does
fasting.
happen, you deal with it and blah blah blah. Nothing should make you rise up or down again because let's be real. None of this is really real anyway. All this is an illusion. I was listening to what was it? Bobby Hammond. No, not Bobby Hammond, Brother Panic. And he was talking about how, yeah, you got some brothers that just know and they can
Oh
keep
yeah,
talking about it on and on. Then you got other brothers, well, hold on, let me check this out and let me look at this. So the ones of us that know, we know. Ain't no going back for me. I've only got one way, and it's forwarded and straight towards the truth or what I need to do while I'm still down here. And everything I've done, my music, my poetry, my podcast, my books, has been about that business. Everything.
discipline. Got to be disciplined.
I mean, I'm just listening to the energies that's in me. I'm just harnessing my ancestors that were artists, my ancestors that knew how to put words together in poems, my ancestors that knew how to talk to people, my ancestors that they came through me. They needed me to redeem them. That's how you redeem the generation. We come down here to fill a role. Our role is not only for us, it's for all our generations. We break the cycle of whatever that cycle may be. All of us. Some of us break it, some of us continue it. That's why they say the fathers of the sin of the father comes down to the son. Now it's
That's right.
his turn. He has to break the cycle. You see what I'm saying? Like with your son, you broke the cycle, so he didn't have to. He inherited the energy, so now he's spiritual. Think about it. But if you never did what you did, he could never get what he got. And that's how it keeps going on, line down line. And then it is now, once the cycle is broken, now you can be free. Free what? Free thinkers. Free to see what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good without it controlling you. without you being a diabetic. These are the energies that inner you provides.
You know, it's just like you was talking earlier about like the DNA in the blood, you
Hmm.
know, everything is in the blood. The
The
blood is
consciousness is
the,
in the blood.
it's, hey, you know what? So the whole thing is you going back, um, metaphysically, you going back in your bloodline to your ancestors, and you're the ones that, you know, whatever happened, you going back in self and finding out like, okay, this is what happened, this is why. Okay, now it's up to you to break, you know, the cycle. You the ones that meant good, you know, and the bad. That's metaphysically the way. For everyone else, the thing is going to go ahead and look at it as far as like the things that you may feel like was hereditary, you know. So
Yeah. I mean, we already
you
talked
want to go
about your
ahead,
situation. You,
yeah.
Scoot, Derry, all y'all had the same gene.
So
You know
The
what I
woman getting
find to
gene.
be, you know what I find to be so crazy is that I think the world exists as just precept upon precept, line upon line, okay?
Mm,
So everything is something that said, copy me. So everything that you guys are talking about essentially is talking about this religion mimics this religion, there's this religion. And you can go and you can find that there are multiple religions that exist and they harness the same type of gods. So you'll have
facts.
Zeus, you have uh Odin, you have all of these different types of gods that are essentially the same type of god. And then there was something, and this happened when I was reading your book, Cosmic Awareness, that they say that the universe is becoming cosmically self-aware. There are galaxies that are colliding
Yes.
currently right now, and they are realigning the way that our satellite galaxies work, where everything used to just be orbiting in this way of some random order. Now it's in a plane. And so this there them colliding have created this funnel of black matter, which is causing them to organize in these irregular manner. And it made me think of your book, because in your book you talk about the spirit versus flesh, and you said that the spirit is basically inherently opposed to the flesh. And that, in order to overcome it, that's where you talk about the fasting. This is where we get all of these different things. Just so you
Yes,
know, you're
ma'am.
breathing.
You are
You're
correct.
you're currently breathing your book on live, but it's more, and that's why I say there is a depth in like every single line. It's not like you're not just, even if you're looking at the Bible and we're thinking about the Bible and you guys were talking about lineage, if we just take the Bible for um just what it is, just we'll just call it a sacred text, for not to offend, of course.
right.
So if we just look at it that way and we don't apply what they have applied to religion, and we think about this, you talk about your lineage in the Bible, all it did at one point was just list tons of pages of lineage. And
Yep.
then we think about Jesus and we think about him dying, and they state that the blood still works. You understand what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
then you think about you giving homage to your ancestors, to all of the people who have came before you, because they have
That's all
laid the
they did when they
groundwork,
was doing it.
and the blood still works. Your blood is consciousness, or conscious, however that is. That is why your blood still works. This is why you have to go back and you have to talk to the past generations, because you carry their blood.
Yes. There you go.
So this is
In
all
a
that.
world and not of it.
And this is all that we have been talking. This is exactly what his book is like, literally all about, becoming aware of awareness itself, essentially. And that is how you become cosmically aware.
Facts. Knowing. This is how you go to the realm of knowing. When you get deep in yourself, you can ask your spirit any question you want and it will provide you with facts.
Mhm.
That's how
Have
faith
no
is
choice.
supposed to operate, not
You
belief.
can always get the truth.
Hey, you know how? we talk about vibrations and like sound. It's like, that's the first thing. Well, the first thing that happened, the word, sound. It was vibration. It was everything.
It
So
started the physical universe.
so
Mhm.
just notice it just came from just speaking words, a word. You know what I'm saying? A word of truth that was just spoken. Boom. And it shaped, like you said, reality. Okay, so just knowing that, just from a word. So we are supposed to be, you know, some of the highest things on this earth. You know what I'm saying? So just us speaking rather words to your body. Like my dad always say, he'd say, "Body, I speak the word of faith to you. I demand that every organ perform the perfect work." He goes on and on. So, but what he's doing, he's saying, when you go ahead and you just talk, speak, you're speaking to yourself, you're speaking to your body, so speak to your blood.
Your
So that
cells, knowledge of self or knowledge of cells. Every cell is like an entity. Trillions of them
so
are in there.
that's where you want to speak truth and things, and that you do, that you demand, you know, you can, that through your blood, that, you know, I need this happening, I need that happening, because blood is consciousness. Blood is the thing that's going ahead, that's running through you, that's running through, me,
That vibration.
with you, because that exactly. Without that, you can't survive, you can't live. Not on this plane, you still, what I'm saying, you won't, you have to have that part, your DNA going through you, so the thing is, speak to that. That's where all of your everything is. I mean, it's everything that's flowing through your body is going through that. So speak to that. Speak to the blood. You know what I'm saying? And then that right there is, I guarantee you, is going to be.
Speak to your cells. That's how you command healing. I don't get sick. I say that all the time. I don't get sick. I don't get sick. I don't get sick.
I
Me
get
just
better.
saying I don't get sick
I
prevents me
get
from
better.
getting sick. I'm telling every of my trillion cells we don't get sick.
Or I am healthy,
Yes.
because the whole thing
No,
is, you know,
somebody told me I was. Somebody told me they was like, "Oh, you sick?" I said, "I don't get sick. I get better."
Ah,
there you go. That's
I
that's
don't
that's
like.
we'll drop it there. I'll just put it in there.
And for everything that y'all saying, even in the sense of you saying like speak to your blood, that's I think that hold a lot of weight too, because it mean more than one thing. I think that we only see words in one plane, and but words
Yes.
exist on multiple planes because you
Yes.
are words. You are the creator of words. You understand? Words don't control you. You control words. So
In the beginning was the what?
anything,
Think about it. In the beginning was the what, Miss Desi?
the word.
Was the word. And the word became flesh. And God
Yeah.
was the word, and the word was God. That should tell you everything you need to know about how powerful words are.
So I
that's why
just
I said,
and that
instead of
goes to
like,
things that
even like saying, instead of going ahead saying you don't get sick or anything, you're healthy. You know what
Same
I'm
thing.
saying? That,
Means the
no, no,
same.
no. I'm
it,
right, but I'm
yeah.
just it. It's sometimes, like you said, it is power in words, because sometimes, like when you say, "I don't," you know what I'm saying? The universe and consciousness sometimes only pick up certain key words. That's what I'm realizing now. So instead of saying
No,
that,
Yes.
it's about the heart. It's about intention. Like
right,
Yes.
for me, and then you act on that intention. The universe pick up on everything because it's frequency. It's like when they talk about how DNA, when you're talking about DNA, they state that the first couple of syllables of DNA or something, because DNA is like a sequence. They say it's a letter. It's a some man who was talking about science, and they decoded the first few something. And I don't know how real it is, so I'm not gonna say that
Mhm.
it is what it is. But it was
Well,
a
I'll
little
tell you,
documentary, and
but
they say
love.
God within when they fell out when they spell out the first few
Oh, it says
letters of
God's in there. That's
the
nice.
DNA.
What I was going to do to piggyback on to what you were saying, you can have a good intention and all that, but When you have a good intention and you have love behind it, that's when the universe not only picks it up, it multiplies it.
Yeah, because if
Mm-hmm.
your intentions are pure, nothing else matters. That's what we
Nothing else
always say.
matters, no matter what happens. And the universe hears it, sees it, hears it, and watches it. Same thing. Okay, so that's when we were just saying what when it picks it up. Yeah, it's gonna pick it up immediately because the universe runs off of love vibration. So if you can use love in this realm, the realm we're in now, I mean, as bad as this shit is, and you have positive thought and you have love and understanding in this realm when we're programmed from babies to be a certain way, to act a certain way, go to church, believe tell a lie school, believe tell a lie newspaper, believe tell a lie radio and TV. You see what I'm saying? So once we can get past that, I mean, we're golden. We get back into ourselves. We find ourselves. I don't go to their hospitals. I don't go to their dentists. I don't go to none of their shit no more. Nothing. I'll correct my own vision if necessary. I'll clean my own ears out if I can't hear. I'll heal my own teeth if I can't, if something happened to me with my teeth. I don't do nothing European, anything, but go to work, get that paper. I do go to work and I like what I do. So it ain't even work. I like servicing my kids. Spirit has me in an excellent place. All right. That's why I always in communication with the spirit. Shoot, my day is all of sacrifice. I get off of work like yesterday, my weekend, wake up the next day. I go to yoga, me and my wife. Then after yoga, we do this hit class where we do 1,000 reps on this bullshit. That just, I wonder why I'm there every time because it hurts so much, but it feels so good afterwards. Got up this morning, cut the yard, made breakfast, made dinner, come from work. Come from work, make dinner. That's what I like to do. You see what I'm saying? And it has nothing to do whether I got another million or I ain't got a million. It don't matter because I'm still satisfied. And most people can't get that satisfaction. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, that's a private chat. Oh, I feel you, Miss Desi. Desi said her phone was a little distorting, but we can hear you clear.
You can
But
still hear
this
me
is the type
clear.
of, yeah, we can still hear you clear, dear.
Y'all
We can
coming through
still hear you
like.
clear. Oh, you can't hear us then.
Yeah. So I thought
Uh
y'all wasn't gonna be able to hear me.
no,
So
we
if
can hear
y'all
you
could,
clear.
I could hear you through the distortion, but it sound bad. But if you could hear me, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you
Oh
you
yeah,
you
you good.
golden. In fact, that's gonna take us to the next thing. A lot of stuff we've been talking about is that shine. When you
Mm-hmm.
can't have an inner relationship with yourself, when you gotta put on gold and fancy suits and big cars to impress people, that shine versus what I like is called beauty, just regular beauty. Wake up in the morning beauty.
It's
A lot of
on.
us don't have that no more, men and women. Because some women will not leave the house without makeup. Now, fortunately, my wife, she doesn't wear makeup. I got lucky. She looks good as is. But most women, I mean, even she can put on makeup and it does enhance. I'm with you, but that's not something I think our women should be doing. In fact, not no disrespect to nobody, no women out there, but I'm just stating the fact. I was telling Jesse what we was talking on the phone. I was like, yeah, I was watching this clip, and dude was like, yo, man, brother was like, I'm thinking of getting hooking up, and maybe even getting married, to my girlfriend. And he was like, why would you do that? He was like, what do you mean? He was like, they put on hair on top of their hair. They put eyelashes on top of their eyelash, nails on top of their nail, brown foundation on top of their brown skin. That's crazy. That makes no sense. That's that shine. No one wants to talk about it because it's $1 trillion industry and it's a
So
shine. That's all it
you know
does.
that. So the thing is, the thing is, if that's what like $1 million business, they if they shouldn't or should. The thing is, showing love to those that do. So the thing is, and and the whole thing is, if we gotta have a solution. You know what I'm saying? Because like women today, they all about that shine. You know what I'm saying? So, I
Yeah,
mean,
you
and
can't
then
even talk about it without
I
getting
mean,
beat down.
but the thing is just like it, beauty has become where like um a status, a social status. So a lot of women will go ahead and do a lot of things because they feel like I need this or that. Okay, so rather some may get surgery, because they don't like something about themselves. Okay, the thing is, how do we go from all of these people making money and fueling it into the neighborhoods, this, that? Where does the love come to go ahead and say, what, I love your beauty? You see what I'm saying? Your natural beauty. Because you don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do this. I like you as is. I don't need that. Where are those guys that will actually stand up in truth and say that instead of like, because what they see is social media, and you got Instagram chicks, you got,
I
and
mean, if you put on makeup and dress to go to the club on Sunday morning, church, I mean, you trying to deceive God? God don't know what's underneath your makeup?
no, no, I don't think that's the way they thinking though.
I
So
know
I
that's not the way they're thinking.
so
I'm saying it
so
literally.
the thing is, we have to go ahead and have empathy because the thing
Who?
is,
Who has to have empathy?
that's what love is.
Facts.
So the thing is,
But love is
like,
also straightening.
yeah, but the thing
Sometimes you need
is,
to tell a person something a certain way, straight out as is, without the
they,
tap. This is what it
but
is. If
no,
they
but
feelings get hurt,
I,
so what?
I, I, no, I kind of disagree because that's the reason why they doing it.
Why they're doing what?
But what because they heard like you ain't cute like that girl, or you ain't this and you ain't that, and so that's the reason why they start to put this stuff on because they want to go ahead and change certain things about themselves.
Trauma.
So that's why I said instead of where's the love that comes where gentlemen actually go ahead and say, what, I love your natural beauty. I like what I want to see you without all of this. You know what I'm saying? And this is, can I have more of that? And if me and you are gonna be this, can I just have that instead of going ahead and saying, can you get this color hair? Can you do this? I like your ass look fat and this, you know what I'm saying? So that's partially is men fault too. Is you know what I'm saying? And
No, I
and
agree. I agree. I'm
so the
not
thing
picking
is,
on one spot or the other. They
no,
wouldn't
so
put it on if men didn't like it. Well,
so
maybe not. They might put it on for themselves. My bad. I
so
might
a
take that. I
lot,
might have take
and
that one back.
that's what I said. That's what they doing. They putting on whatever for themselves. They ain't doing it really. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't like such and such a part of them. So the thing is, if they did, they wouldn't do it. You
That's
know what
that
I'm saying?
miscommunication with self again. I don't like this part, so I'm gonna try to
But
cover it up.
no, but the thing is, it may be something where as a child they have that trauma where it's like, oh, your hair ain't long. You know what I'm saying? You bald head or this or that. You know what I'm saying? So it could be like dudes be like, nah, you talking about the girl with the little ponytails or something like so they're being scarred. No, I'm serious though. They're being scarred. So the thing
I'm with
is,
you. See,
so
I'm with
what
you
the,
with the trauma. No, hold on. I'm with you with the trauma. I'm even with you with the empathy and having to be loved. The problem is no one is dealing with these issues. No one. Everyone is
oh,
just skirting around the trauma that they've been through, the
We need
programming,
some
the training.
accountability. That's what
No
he's saying.
accountability, Miss Des. None. That's the only thing I don't like. And when we try to meet them where they're at, they can't hear us.
but I've been no,
You
I've been seeing the opposite. Maybe it's just because the like in my night that I do once a month. Okay, we got the one that's coming up on the 6th. The thing
Mhm.
is, I see a lot of people that I knew that were doing all of that and doing all of that, but now they come out just to mingle with people that's their age and they're not really worried about all of that anymore. not like it used to be. So that's what I'm saying. That I don't know. Maybe it's the genre of the people, because that's when I see the most people is my night coming through the door saying, "Hey, how you doing? This, that, or whatever." But the thing is,
I just
I
look
don't
at
really
everyone.
see. No, I'm.
Everyone. If I'm
But
at the
see,
grocery store, I'm looking. And I ain't looking to look. I just look to see what people, because when I see a person, I'm a little different. I'm reading their whole aura.
but the
You know
thing
what
is,
I'm
I don't
saying?
really see it out. I see it on social media more than I see anything.
No,
I
I
don't,
see it wherever I go. I see the.
because I see
I
people
mean,
that's
Because
like,
a
if I'm going to
person
the grocery,
wearing makeup, a person wearing weave, that has nothing to do with the inner self. If that's something that they're gonna do, if you're gonna meet them, if you're gonna see them, you're gonna have to see past all of that shit. I've met a lot of people who
that's what
look
I'm
like
saying.
crap, who
that's
look
facts.
like nothing, and they have the biggest spirits. And I've met a lot of people who have put on everything, every makeup, everything, and they just as beautiful as the face they paint on. But I've also met some women who are very nasty underneath that. I just, because they do have issues with themselves. Some, I don't know. People just have their different ways of doing whatever it is that they're doing. And if there
But
is
the thing,
accountability that is needed on anybody's part, then unfortunately, that's only something that they can come to a conclusion on their own and say. The ideal of people talking about, to me, things that are very nuanced, you understand? And I do think that these things hint to other places, other things, that yes, you could be scarred. Somebody could have called you bald head. Somebody could have called you ugly. Your mama could have been a crackhead and y'all was poor your whole life. And you now need to make up for it by buying all of these things, covering yourself in
Or
fancy
accepting it.
things.
Okay, I'm bald. In
But
fact, I'm a sport a bald head. I ain't got no hair. It is
And
what it
that
is.
is an option. That is an option. But all
no,
we know
see,
is that everybody is not built the same, and that it takes these
Facts.
different types of
that part is
personalities
fact.
for the world to run. And
Facts.
if it existed the way that you wanted it to exist, and everybody did exactly what everybody was supposed to do, this world would be boring. There would be no need for earth.
That
What would you learn? What would you be able to go through? There is a process that has to happen.
Well,
And so
I'm not
it just
talking
is
about
what it
everyone.
is.
I'm just talking about my people. Because we've been programmed and trained
Your
to act like this.
people,
We've been
they
programmed and
people,
trained from
the
television, school, high school, college. No one, there's nowhere for us. Well, not now because last 5 years or so, people like you, us, and we're coming into consciousness. But I'm just saying there was nowhere for us to go to come out of it. And if we did come out of it, and I'm with you there, if you don't wear somebody talking about you, making fun of you. So it is very, very difficult. I do agree.
but you
and
just gotta
then,
be hands down authentic. You gotta be willing to be you, and that's it. And you said that's what you were saying, and
but
I
the
get
thing
that.
is, so the thing is, our thing, looking at spiritual people, so the thing, like what I was saying earlier, is that when people get to a point where they say, "This is who I am," believe them and treat it as
Facts.
so. You know what I'm
Call it a
saying?
day.
Because,
That's what Maya
instead of,
Angelou taught us.
yeah, so that's the thing. So if that's what they portraying or saying is just, and then if they clearly say,
That's
"This
just
is
who they
me,"
is.
then it's nothing that you can go, or I
Meet
will
them where
say,
they at.
you have to, right. And that's where I was saying the love, that the part where it's just like, it don't matter.
It
Like,
don't even gotta
because,
be love. You could just apply some understanding sometimes, and
yeah, but
sometimes you
that
just gotta
understanding would
understand
come
where
from
people be
love though.
coming from.
Love is the foundation of all. You know what I'm saying? So for you to even have empathy or something like that is because there's a deposit of love somewhere in you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree
Love
with
breaks
you.
down into understanding.
Because
Understanding breaks down into awareness. Awareness breaks down into respect, loyalty. All the rest of them come off of the same stem. I feel you.
because what's going to happen is that you got some people that don't love, and they make sure like, hey, look, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
I'm
So
that
that's,
person.
so I mean, and then, by
Literally.
you,
Like I
and
do
it,
not be giving a fuck at all. I
and
don't.
Miss
And
Miss
I'm
Desi,
telling you that's why I
and
say like
that's why I
everything
said
in me,
Oh, go ahead, Miss Desi.
I'm everything in me, I it is it's from even when I tell people that I don't give a fuck, but there is a catalyst of a self of a love that is a well inside of me. The love that I have for myself, the love that I have cultivated for myself. The things that people get are just residual. I think Mental was saying earlier what you all was just talking to about how everything branches off of love and all of those things. But sometimes if we just say it's love, I am an embodiment of love. So I guess everything that comes from me is that. But everything is not done out of love if you show understanding. Some people have learned to isolate because we have been taught to separate. So I do believe that everything, just because it says that it can coincide, people, and this is why people suffer, because they do separate those things. That I believe that I could have this understanding and not utilize love. But if you don't, and then what they say, it's a story about the only thing that could take love across this sea was time. And so, and it's that. It's the understanding that when you have this understanding of, oh, you don't know what you're operating in, of course, but we choose to separate because that's what we've been taught with Western philosophies, anything that we think, religion, everything is
But
taught
so
you
going
to
back to where you
separate
say you
yourself.
choose to separate, the thing is, it's just that, once you tap into love, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said love will bring you understanding. It will give you empathy. It will give you that. Even if you're saying like, but the thing is, like for me, like you saying you truly don't, and you know what? And then like what I just said, if they telling you that, believe them. Okay. However, you know what? My thing is I always look at things from every angle. So when somebody says that, and I feel, how they say, and my thing is emotions and feeling, because the thing is, it depends on how somebody says it, and you know what, and then if not only how they say it, but how they say it to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's and that when you're at that level where you choose and everything, it's the thing about it is that where's the level of love and me to go ahead and say, well, you know what? I just have to accept this person for who they are and just continuously be who I
Well,
am with
remember,
love.
we
That's
already said they're
unconditional
a
love.
reflection of
That's
us.
all
Right,
that
right,
is.
It's,
right. And that's
whether you like it or not means there's something in you don't like or something in you, if you do like them, that you do like.
right.
That's all
So
that is.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
I'm
don't
getting
have
to the
no
point right
problem
now.
allowing you to be you. That's no
Right. No,
problem
No,
for
no,
me. You
no, no,
could be
no,
who
no.
you want
That's
to
why I
be.
said I
Jazzy,
see things.
if you tell me today that you're not going, that I say, Jazz, you need to stop wearing caps. And you say, I'm never going to stop wearing caps. Who are me to give a
Well,
fuck? You know what I'm saying?
no,
Like,
right.
what,
and
It
you
what,
ain't
know
on
what
the
what?
I got
cap,
to give
ain't
a
on
fuck
your
about?
head.
That's just what you
And
gonna
that,
do. You feel me?
hey,
So,
and
and that's how I
and I,
mean it. Like that's how I mean it. Like there's nothing in me to just be like, oh no, you better stop wearing them. I feel like hate exists in the ideal that
hey,
everybody has to parallel you, and that's where that stems from, because you go out, you put all of these stipulations on people. I have a person who hate, he cannot stand a gay, a transgender, a nothing. The other day he was telling me that if he is having sex and he does not nut, then he did not have sex. And I said, you can't do that because that's not the definition of sex. Like, the definition of sex, if you penetrate, that's sex. It don't matter if you nut. These two total. Is it a thing of sex? Absolutely. And then I told him, I was like, you might as well go sit over there with the people you hate.
Yep.
We just making up shit. Let's do it.
right. That's the whole thing is it has to be universal. It can't be on one thing. That's why I was saying earlier, as far as no matter what it is if you abuse, you feel like if you use drugs or you're a gambler or it's social media, it don't matter. And I even said the alphabet people. So the thing is, it doesn't matter what the situation is. You know, the thing is, you have to us as human beings. First of all, if somebody's setting boundaries, you don't cross them. You know what I'm saying? The next thing is if they explaining to you and telling you who they are, then just believe them and accept them and love them in that way. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and be somebody that's saying, well, look, I, I, I I condone this, or you do the things that they, be around that places that no, this is not who I am. I'm separate myself. But if this is what you choose to do, I love you in this way until I see you on the path
And I
I
think
cross
that's where I get messed up because I'm even getting either getting better or getting worse. And if you in my circle, I
Getting
want
better.
you getting better.
path.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want you being the same you.
That's it.
But see, that's the
Cause
But
thing.
some
That's why I
people,
said you had
I
that
most
can't
some
initial
most
elevate
thought.
where you
but
at.
most people
You
are
can't exist
afraid
with
of
me
the
if you're
new
not
them.
elevating.
Go
Go,
ahead, Desi.
I don't
I didn't
want.
hear. What did you say,
I
Miss
said you
Desi?
can't exist with me if you're not elevating. I
At
don't
least
want that.
trying to get
That's
better. I'm
that,
with you.
Not even.
and
Nah,
that.
I don't believe in that. I'm gonna tell you something. It's a standard, and I gotta keep my standards about myself. You're not gonna be around me talking about some trying. You want to do something, you'll do it. Because when you found out that when you thought that man was cheating on you, you found a way to get away from work, go home, sneak up in there. I had friends. We gonna pull up out here. Bitch, I done seen you put effort into something else, and you mean to tell me that you can't put effort into yourself? We got a problem, Houston. You need to start. You need to start looking at yourself a little more clearly, a little more deeper.
But
You can't
see,
Facts.
cut
and that's
people
the part
off.
what I say, what you just said there. You need to start looking at yourself more clearly. Okay, but the
I
thing
cut them
is,
off.
yeah,
I don't stay with them. I'm not
but
extending no love nowhere to nothing because you didn't
no,
extend that love to yourself. Who
what
are
I'm
Now
me
you
saying
to
is,
sound
sit here
like
and
me,
try to
Desi.
change you? I'm not
so
trying to
my thing
change
is,
you.
and that's the thing. Sometimes it can be a work space where somebody, you see what I'm saying? So that's fine
And
and
I don't gotta
dandy.
talk to them either. I don't
No,
care about them.
and you don't. That's the thing. You can choose not to. Just like I was saying
Mhm.
about the guy when he was talking about when I ended up telling him that, yeah, that's great. Allah, Jesus, this, you know, uh, whoever you want to say. My thing is just that the thing is, like I'm trying to explain to you, is that all of that is still orthodox religions. They're all teaching their way. So the thing is with me, I can only listen to you for so long, even though you're being nice, but if you can't hear what I'm about to say, then we can't have this conversation anymore. It'll just be on this or that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to go ahead and be willing to go ahead and, because this is something that you're not forcing on anybody. It's either you want it or you don't. However, the thing is, you have to go ahead and still look at people for where they are because I wasn't always at my place where I'm at. So
Can I
that's what
be
I'm saying.
honest with you?
Uh-huh.
I just feel like it's a thing like you I feel like you more like a Martin.
Mm.
Me, you got a lot of compassion for everybody. The discernment that I walk with, if I could see you and I gotta meet you where you at and I understand that, sometimes I'm just not gonna bother with you. I don't even
That
care. If I could see somebody clearly, I'm not finna keep trying to I'm not I'm not finna worry myself about trying to save you.
no,
I
but see
don't
there,
care.
but right, that's the thing. Like I said, sometimes it's just that, you know what, you don't want to go ahead and be that person that just don't say nothing. If you say, hello, how you doing? This, that, or whatever. A lot of people are drawn in. So for whatever reason, you know, so like even at work, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not there, there's like, hey, this, that, or whatever. But I know it's my glow, it's my love that I have that's within me. So the thing is, like with me, yeah, I can take general this, that, or whatever. It's not saying that we going outside of work and we're all chilling together. No, because I don't do that. But the thing is, I going through my walk, I do go ahead and then, like I just said, is if we had time to sit and talk, science, math, love, and this type of spirituality, that there's a difference. But if it's like, hey, I need the part number for this, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Until that person goes ahead and say, let's talk like how we talk, like this or that, then I don't worry about it. But the thing is, if they come to me about something, they ask me, I'm just gonna say, look, you know, I'm gonna tell you, you may not want to hear what I have to say, but I'm gonna tell you, this. So if they're not willing, then they don't want to come be around me or be bothered with me, then I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I know I have enough love for myself, but I am like I get questions on. inboxes and stuff. People at work, hey, what do you think about this? And then especially my last job where I had to go ahead, what I'm saying, and just by me seclude because the whole thing is I was working in a semi-racial environment. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I had to do, and then it's because I had to get my living, to support me at that time. So I did what I had to do, and my thing is never to go ahead and be evil or nasty to anybody. So that's just not
Mm,
my thing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
if we have a disagreement and we don't, this, that, or whatever, we can agree to disagree, and then I'll be on my way. I
Well,
really don't have time to be arguing with nobody no more. The thing is, and then like I'm not here to try to change. Still changing myself, so I'm not here to go
I
ahead
feel
and try.
you.
All I can do is offer you, a little bit of love and information that I would share with you. But see, because my thing is, I already feel like when I'm talking to people, like especially like if I'm in the presence and everything, I know I can feel what they've been through. I can almost see their pain
So
and
you an
this and that. So
empath, basically.
I see their pain. I mean, and then it's a lot of like I said before, the one girl when I was a manager at the Foot Locker, she was when she was like, "Oh, you can't." I said, "Look, I really know all about you already." You know what I'm saying? And that before and then she's like, "Oh," and then she's like, "Well, tell me this." I said, I don't like to do this sometimes because the whole thing is it never works in my favor, and then it always, no, no, you just that. So I just got tired of every day, and I told her about it, and then she started crying right on the spot. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like, "How do you?" I said, "You know what? I see your scars." So my thing is just that I'm not here to go ahead and try to, you know, talk about you, this, that, or whatever, whatever. I just telling you, look, this is love is this way. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to accept that, that's up to you. But I'm not here to be in anybody's business, that or whatever. But I see a lot, like when people do certain things and they do it a lot, I see their pain. I don't know how, but I didn't like it growing up because like even sitting next to like close friends and stuff, yeah, we're all having a good time, happy, this, that, or whatever, but I see their pain. So it's like everywhere I go, like I'm seeing people that's hurting this way or that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it could be a gift and it could be a curse. Because I knew that, and you know what I'm saying, and that's why I said that I had to
True,
go
the
back.
double-edged sword.
That's why I said, remember when I was telling you about my by me being what happened to me when I was a child and stuff by the older women and stuff. So the thing is, that's so I see I it took me a long time to see those scars, but the whole thing is like I used that gift in the process too because I could feel their energy and this and that, and then I took advantage sometimes, to go ahead for myself, and that's where I had to go back and apologize to a lot of women that you know what I'm saying I dated this that or whatever, and I had to say I didn't put in myself. You know what I'm saying? So if I hurt you in any kind of way, I want to apologize, and I had to do
Well, at
that
least you
to
came to
go.
that realization and got your closure.
But that's
Did
why.
your
So
shadow work.
that's why I said a lot of times I see like so I'm not here to go ahead and say this person, that person, this person. How you present yourself to me is how it's going to be between us. And that's between,
Well,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
see it
Exactly.
too,
I
bro. I just don't say nothing.
When I
Yeah,
came
but
on here, I told y'all, he asked me what's my lineage, and I told him the oldest thing you could think of, the primordial noon. Let me tell you something, baby. I'm gonna give you any type of lesson, any type of way you need it, cause these chaotic waters is not finna play with you. I don't really care. That could be absence. That could be a very soft teaching. That could be a very rough lesson. It just some things sometimes
Chaos.
people learn differently, and and being a
mhm,
teacher I understood that because I taught students. Every student did not learn the
it
same.
has a
You
different
have to be
personality.
able to tweak yourself. People are not the
Mhm.
same. They have different nuances. It's not one size fits all. That's not what it is. So
But
I don't always come with this. Oh yes, let me. No, fuck that. Look, bitch, stop doing
Sometimes I
that
come
shit.
for war.
I'm telling you know what I'm saying? Like I will
And I'm
put pain on
back.
my baby. That's not. It's different. It's just different modalities to this.
Jesus
But
went
I
up into
want to
that
say,
temple and was like, they in there selling shit. He went to turning
Oh,
tables
table.
and
What
he
you
come
talking
for war.
about?
Nigga, what y'all doing? I'm about my
Yes.
father's business. I
Now,
ain't got nothing
boy,
to do with what y'all doing.
oh,
I
Miss
do
Desi.
have
See,
to
I got
go.
I
I
got
caught
my hair cut
another.
today, so
Oh, you
I
looking
ain't afraid to take my hat off.
good. So you
So
should have took your hat off. Your hat should have been off this entire time. What are you
I'm
doing?
just
What's the
comfortable.
point of
I'm
going
at
to get
home
a haircut
chilling.
and putting that hat up on your head? What are you
Yeah, it's
doing?
my hey, compliments of my son. He did everything. So
Yeah, we
Got you
can't see
looking
his
good.
butt because you got a hat on.
yeah, I always just comfortable.
That's
Well, Miss
crazy.
Desi, before
I
you
know you
leave,
gotta go.
give us some parting statements. We all gonna go because it's starting to glitch on my thing. I can't take the thing back down.
Let me bless y'all with this 45-second piece.
Yeah, give it to us.
Born a fiend before I knew my ABCs, hooked on the truth, the chronic drug that consumes yet sets me free. Where most crave highs that numb and blind, I've a fiend for clarity of a different kind. My roots sunk deep in a lonely land where others built delusions. I was a demolition man. Me and reality walked hands in hand. In truth, my compass guides me through the sinking sand. Most days, I feel the weight of my addiction, and I contemplate trading in my truth for a sweet false fiction. But that's how chronic truth taught me conviction. It's a bitter cleansing tide I injected, and my soul is fortified. Though the burden weighs and the path is long, I'll forever chase the truth, even on my darkest of days. Thank you. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
All
Hey,
Thank
right.
you, love.
Y'all so welcome. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed y'all. I always enjoy y'all so much. Y'all be so full of spirit, so full of life. I love that. Keep growing, keep going. Jazz, keep walking in love. I'm going to practice a little more. I think I'm like, have a good one.
All right, thank you. Jazzy,
hey,
you got any parting words, my brother?
Miss Desi, call him and read that part of your book. Did she leave already?
She might have left.
Oh, okay. Okay. So but I was just gonna tell her that, and then till we get together again, my brother, it was always a pleasure,
Hey,
just
peace and
sit here,
love, peace and love.
and we're gonna
All
set up
y'all,
the
you
next
already
one.
know. Share it, uh, copy
Like,
it,
subscribe.
like it, subscribe it, however you want to do. For y'all that need it, here it is. Peace.